Sorry.
Hello, my name is Robin Amond, and I'm the inventor of the Amond Myad. Many disabilities have taken people out of the mainstream of society and have left them at a disadvantage when coping with the tasks many of us take for granted. With the advent of the American with Disabilities Act, many of us are beginning to realize and take seriously the fact that although it's a great loss to these individuals, it's just as great a loss to society at large to not have them taking part in all the facets of our lives, whether it's in the arts or just the everyday tasks that we all must do. At the turn of the century, these individuals were left to their own devices, and many of them became alcoholics and were nothing but a drain on their families and the rest of society. It was about this time that my grandfather, Bert Amond, lost his arm in a lumber mill accident in southwest Washington State. He was a trained musician and a resourceful fellow, and consequently invented several devices he could attach to the stub of his arm. These devices enabled him to hold guitar picks, violin bows, and even a device that allowed him to play chords on a piano. I have been involved in music all of my life, and I'm able to play all the wind instruments as well as guitar and some piano. I've been repairing band instruments professionally for 20 years. In that time, I've manufactured new fingering mechanisms for people who had shortened fingers, adapted key formations for individuals with deformed hands, and changed many instruments in many ways so that people who thought they would never play their instrument again were able to continue performing. Always in the back of my mind, I hoped I would be able to find a way to allow people who had lost the use of their entire hand to play a musical instrument that required 2 full sets of fingers. In 1993, I received a Department of Education Small Business Innovation and Research grant to build a prototype of the Amond Myad. The purpose of our research was to find out if it was possible to develop a device that would allow a person that had lost the use of a hand to be able to play a musical instrument that would normally require the use of several or all of their fingers. The device would have to change fingering combinations as fast as a normal hand, quietly and efficiently, and would need to be accessible for repair and maintenance without having acoustic or aesthetic effect on the instrument. This was all accomplished with our development of the Amond Myad, musical instrument actuating device. We developed an easily removable mounting system that does not affect the instrument. We designed the electronic components that actuate the device, and we developed an auxiliary stands, cases, prostheses, and charts to aid the player in their training. All in all, we developed a small electromechanical device that is easily actuated with a single appendage. Research has shown that involvement in music has definite benefits to individuals involved. Music is an active learning process, and one of the few that engages the whole brain. Music education improves memory, concentration, interpersonal skills, and higher order thinking skills, including analysis, synthesis, logic, and creativity. The Amond Myad successfully takes the place of a disabled person's fingers, enabling them to accomplish anything with a musical instrument that a person with all of their fingers can. The normal fingerings that are required to play an instrument are replaced by maneuvering the actuating connector in differing positions. It performs all the individual functions that a hand can perform and can change up to 8 separate combinations of functions. MIAD can change combinations as quickly as a full set of fingers with just small movements of a single appendage. It's important to know that the MIAD is a very sensitive device in that the movements required to maneuver the actuating connector are quite small and, with practice, can allow the player to play just as fast as a person with a full set of fingers. If a person has lost their entire hand and has a wrist unit, we have a jointed connector that goes from the wrist unit to the actuating connector. This allows the person to hold their arm in the position that is the most comfortable to them.
But I said it's allowed her to play something that would be impossible otherwise for her to do. And Megan loves music and is involved in, she plays piano. She sings in a group, so she always said, well, I'm never going to be able to be in band, am I? So I said, well, no, you are going to be able to be in band, you know. So I think for her to be able to participate in something that her peers are doing is, of course, very good.
It's allowed him to learn the language of music in a different way than if he was just a vocal student. That is something Lucas could always do, would be to sing as well, and he enjoys singing. But to be able to read the notes and to push air through this machine, the baritone, and have other music come out the other side, it's almost as valuable, if not more so, as a foreign language. The other reason is that it allows Lucas to play with other peers as the same, regarding what his disability is. So he can be a part of the group, he can go on bus trips with the bands.
We also believe that a device like the Amen MIAD would be useful to school districts if they have disabled individuals that are interested in playing in the school band. The device does not cost that much more than the instrument alone and is easily removable. When the device is removed from the instrument is in perfectly playable condition. If you'd like more information about the Amen MIAD, please contact us at 509-456-0376 or write to Amen Music Center, 1305 West 14th Avenue, Spokane, Washington, 99204.